Jan Vertonghen will play his 316th and last official game for Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow as Jose Mourinho's men travel to London rivals Crystal Palace to face the Eagles at Selhurst Park in what will be not only the last game of the 2019-2020 Premier League season, but also his last career game for the club, as he's expected to return to Ajax or follow Christian Eriksen, his former Tottenham teammate, to Serie A giants Inter Milan. But what an incredible servant Jan has been over the last 7.5 years at the club. He's always been putting a shift in, he always put his body on the line, and he will undoubtedly go down as one of the greatest ever defenders in recent Premier League history, and of course also in Tottenham history. He's going to be looked back on as one of the all-time greatest defenders the club has ever had, and one of the mainstays of the team that made history last season by reaching the Champions League final against Liverpool in Madrid. The Belgian played 232 games in the Premier League for the club and scored 14 times. He's always been very good at playing out from the back, a threat on set piece, and on top of that, of course, he's always been a very at times old school centre back, but very strong in the duels. And if Tottenham were one of the best defence in Europe last year, it's also because Jan Vertonghen was part of that defence. He will also be remembered for his professionalism. Even after falling out of favour under Jose Mourinho, he never really made a big deal of it. He always accepted the bench, he always conducted himself professionally. He never really complained, and that also made him one of the most beloved players at the club. His legendary celebration will hardly be forgotten, and he was a great servant on the pitch, but he's been incredibly serious off the pitch. He's never really caused the club problems. Since the restart, the Belgian centre-back has only started one game in the last 8 matches, and has of course not really always looked the same player than in years gone by this season, especially after the Champions League final that Tottenham lost against Atletico Madrid. He has been on the wane, he has lost that yard of pace, he has lost maybe his hunger, maybe he needs a change. His biggest regrets are the Champions League final defeat against Liverpool, the Carabao Cup final defeat against Chelsea in 2015, and of course finishing third behind Leicester City in 2016, because that was a season when Tottenham had to capitalise, had to win it. All the big giants were having a dismal season, and Tottenham really had to take advantage of Manchester City's, Manchester United's, Chelsea's slip-ups and lift that Premier League trophy, which they've never won since the Premier League foundation in 1992. Yeah, before I forget, Vertonghen has been one of the symbols, one of the cornerstones of Tottenham's success in the last 8 years. The club finished 4 times outside of the top 4 and always behind Arsenal in his first 4 seasons at the club. He's been very important in that shift of power in North London and finished ahead of Arsenal in the last 3 seasons, with this one becoming the 4th time in a row that Tottenham finished ahead of Arsenal in the Premier League. So he finished 4 times behind Arsenal in his first 4 seasons, and he finished 4 times ahead of Arsenal in his last 4 seasons at the club. And that's also one of the reasons why he will long live in the memory of Tottenham fans, because he was one of the catalysts for that change. Arsenal used to be like head and shoulders above Tottenham, but since he came, the club gradually improved. As I said before, he might rejoin Ajax at the end of his career, but I think he still feels he has a year or 2 at the top level in a top league. And if you ask me, I think he's gonna join an Italian side. Inter Milan, Roma. I think Italy is in his future. I don't think he's ever gonna play for an English club again, because he's just too loyal to Tottenham, and like he will never play for PSV or Feyenoord in Holland. He will never play for another English club. So I think he's gonna go to Inter or Roma in Italy before ending his career at Ajax in 2 or 3 years' time. Thank you, Jan Vertonghen. You've been incredible for the club, and English football wishes you all the best for your future career.